I'm Mark Matsumoto and welcome to my Tokyo kitchen. I've shown you a bunch of different ways to make gyoza before, but today I want to show you 3 different ways to make gyoza sauce that are super easy and they're going to elevate your pot stickers to the next level, so stick around.
Japanese gyoza are direct descendants of Chinese dumplings called gyoza. Like ramen, they've evolved into a unique dish since their introduction to Japan, and the dipping sauce for these Japanese dumplings are no exception. Today I want to show you 3 sauces you can put together from just a handful of ingredients.
Our first one is the simplest and most common gyoza dipping sauce, and it only includes 3 ingredients: rice vinegar, soy sauce, and rayu.
To make it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Japanese soy sauce, and a few drops of rayu or Japanese chili oil to taste. Then I'm just going to whisk these together. If you want a more tangy sauce, you can adjust it with more vinegar, or you can control the spiciness by adding more or less rayu.
Our second pot sticker sauce is miso based, and it was inspired by this gyoza shop in Kobe. I don't recommend their gyoza or the dumpling drill sergeant behind the counter, but their sauce was delicious, and here's my take on it.
I'm gonna start by making a 1/4 teaspoon of grated ginger. By the way, you can pick up this handy grater on my online kitchen shop, and I'll include a link to buy it in the video description below. Next, I'm gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of miso. This is just a regular yellow miso, but this sauce will work with other types of miso as well. Now I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of honey to balance out the saltiness of the miso. Mixing these together at this point will make it easier to dissolve the miso when we add the vinegar, so make sure you get it nice and smooth here. Now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar and a drizzle of rayu for heat. Stir this mixture together, and our miso gyoza sauce is done.
Okay, for our third and final dipping sauce, I'm gonna go back to gyoza's roots in China and make a dipping sauce that features black vinegar, chili oil, and Chinese 5-spice.
To make this, I'm gonna start by grating an 1/8 teaspoon of fresh garlic into a small bowl. Raw garlic is pretty pungent, so I don't like adding too much, but if you want to give it a kick, you can add some more. Next, I'm gonna mince up some fresh cilantro. I know this can be a polarizing ingredient, so if it's not your thing, you can leave it out and the sauce is still gonna taste great. Okay, let's get this into a bowl with our garlic. And then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of black vinegar. Black vinegar has an earthy and slightly sweet taste, and if you can't find it, you can substitute cheap balsamic vinegar instead. Next, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, and an 1/8 teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. This is gonna give it a really nice, warm, comforting aroma. Now we just need to stir this together. Whoops, I almost forgot the most important ingredient: chili oil. I'm using a bottle type today, but I have a recipe for making one from scratch which I'll link to in the description. This rounds up our trio of gyoza sauces, so let's try them out.
All right, I fried up a batch of my pork gyoza and they're crispy on the outside and super juicy in the center, so let's try them out. Itadakimasu. All right, let's see, which sauce am I gonna go with first? I think I'm gonna go with the basic vinegar and soy sauce with the rayu there. It's the classic. I mean, that sauce is perfect as is. The vinegar contrasts that rich pork filling on the inside, balancing it out. And you've got that soy sauce that adds a little bit more seasoning and flavor. And the rayu adds that pop of heat you're looking for at the end that goes beautifully with these dumplings. All right, I'm gonna move on to the miso sauce next, I think. Give it a little dip, and it gives it a nice coating. Okay. I see what it's doing. You've still got that tangy vinegar in there balancing out the richness of the pork, but you've also got that nutty flavor from the miso, and the level of umami is just next level. And then you've got that hint of sweetness in there that balances out the saltiness of the miso. It's really well balanced, and it's a little bit thicker than that first sauce, so it coats each gyoza beautifully. All right, on to the last one. I think this might be the one that I'm looking forward to the most. It's got tons of chili oil in there. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's spicy. I think I might have overdone it a little bit on the chili oil, but it's crazy good. You've got that mild sweetness and that earthy flavor from the black vinegar. And the five spice adds this warm fragrance that goes beautifully with the gyoza. Of course, you've got that fiery heat from the chili oil, but it's also got this hit of freshness from that cilantro and garlic that just balances everything out beautifully. All three of these sauces are super easy to make, and they'll elevate your gyoza game to the next level, so I hope you'll give these a try. All right, which one should I dip my last one in? I think I'm gonna go for the spicy one. Ha! Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm working on a video for my legendary pork gyoza that Maple Cook thinks is the best gyoza in Japan. But while you wait for that, you can check out my vegetable gyoza recipe over here, and I'll catch you in the next one.